definition is anything under 18. If you're under
That's
18,
exactly what a child is.
Yeah, I think that is a great line in the sand. If you are under 18, you are a child.
Your scenario earlier was if a 16 and a 21-year-old, both parties were consent, if the father was okay with it, the mother was okay with it, why not? Tell me a reason why that's wrong. Because you're getting...
One is a child, one is not a child. That's the point.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
Okay, so as long as everyone...
If your parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make, yeah.
Okay.
So, I just finished watching that debate that Sneako and Cr1tical had. Where do I begin? That was a whole lot of mess. I'm not gonna even lie about that. So if you guys didn't watch, they were debating one conversation that Cr1tical had made because of Sneako basically saying how it's funny how all these streamers weren't talking about the situation that happened recently with the whole Chris Tyson situation. And well, he named one in specific being Cr1tical. And so then Cr1tical made a recent video regarding what happened with the situation and added the reason why he felt like it was needed to be brought up because Sneako mentioned it. Now, they had I think about 2-hour debate regarding what the topic was that Sneako said on his last stream with Destiny, I think, where they were talking about what is the consenting age appropriate to date, right? And so Sneako's very dodgy of the pretty much the question. And I think it's quite simple. And let's just throw an example, but if you're in the age between 25 and 30, and let's say you are interested in someone, younger than your age, idealistically, you shouldn't go anything past 21. And that I'm just being even nice about it, because I know some people might not agree with that. I think they say that's still too young, but that's a consenting adult, right? If you're talking about 18, even though legally that's the case, for me personally, that just doesn't sit right with me. I think it's just plain and simple, 21 and up, and two adults that are consenting to marriage, whatever they want to do, all that stuff. I think that's where the green light is at, and that's good. But when you're talking about someone mature, there could be someone that's 13 mature, 14 mature. You're pushing thin ice, my friend. Sneako, you really need to check yourself, brother. You have a big platform where, regardless of whether you're throwing, and I don't really watch him as much, but I know of him, whether or not you're sending a good message to your people and the generation that's coming up, brother, you got to work on it, man. Plain and simple, anything 21 and up is okay. If it's teenagers, that's a different conversation. And even you shouldn't even talk about that. You should have just ended it with that. It would have been better. And your position would be even more, just well off if you just did that. And man, I just don't, I'm still blown to how you managed to dodge a question. That's very easy. If someone confronts you, hey, what's the appropriate age? 21 and up. Boom. Like, simple. Right away. Why do you need to play these tricky, you're touching dynamite game? It's not fun. It's not great. Bro, you're literally saying this on camera where people are watching you. Like, even your close people. I'm surprised they don't say anything like, hey, dude, you maybe shouldn't be saying stuff like that. And you would have been able to body Destiny. You would have been able to body even Cr1tical with that position. But no, you just played around like a hot potato. Yeah, that's just weird. But I guess that's what I'll have to say about Sneako. With Moise, oh man. And it's funny because I got love for that guy. He's a funny dude. He's great. All he does is random shit posts and straight to the point, talks about something, plays a video game. shares things that are very interesting. Again, it's things that I never understand how someone like his channel became so massive. Not talking bad about him. The only thing I would have to say about Moist is this. In one of his positions, it kind of rubbed me a weird way. Pause. And it's the situation where Sneako asked him about if it's okay, if a kid wants to transition, right? I know it's a bit of a tricky conversation to talk about. I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable talking about it, or they have a fear of being canceled about it, or just everything, right? The hate. And at the end of the day, I leave it as plain and simple as this. I myself am a parent, right? I have my beliefs, my morals, what I try to do to better myself and the people around me and people that I meet on a day-to-day basis, right? I'm not going to throw my beliefs or anything of that nature or my lifestyle to anyone else who probably lives a different lifestyle. Let me make that clear, right? Now, I have a couple friends who did transition, and I'll make it very short. And they asked me, so I got pretty much talked about this, being the first person to know about their situation and what they wanted to do. I myself haven't been in the position, but I was just trying to be a friend and listen to what they had to go through because they were struggling and not feeling happy with themselves. Now, the only thing I said was this: whatever it is that you want to do in your life that makes you feel whole, makes you you, and everyone else could probably be secondary, regardless of whatever someone else wants to say about it. That is your lifestyle, and no one can take that away from you. That is your path or direction of your journey that only you and you will only understand, and no one should ever take that from you. Now, as a parent, I know a lot of people are going to feel a certain way, but I'll say this: I think it is not the best time for children to be involved around that situation. And the only reason why is because the last thing they should do is worry about something like that, right? That's all I'm going to say about that. I think if Moist wanted to convey a message like that, he should have just said what I just said, and not, oh, plain so simple, the parents and the kids are okay with it. Absolutely not. I stand very wholeheartedly on that. I know a lot of people will feel some type of way, and I get it. It's not a great conversation to have. But if we're having this conversation, it's cut and dry. An adult is okay to make a decision of how they want to live their life, and by any means of how they choose to go in that direction. But a child is simply a child, and there should be no but, what, or ifs about it. I'm sorry. And I'm saying this with all the compassion and understanding from the other side, that only they know that type of, their lifestyle. But everyone else who isn't around that or involved around that, specifically kids, I'm sorry. It's just a no. And I think they could have, this isn't their first rodeo having a debate in general, but they could have went with such a powerful message. These are two power heads that have such a fan base that are, they look up to them. They like their perspectives, no matter if you lean in this direction or in that direction. They just watched them, right? And both of them just didn't seem like they hit a home run with this. I think it was just a messy stream, and I think that they need to work on being better, specifically Sneako, because it's a cut and dry question. It's just straightforward. Make the answer, boom, that's it. Don't dance around it and try to look for clicks, likes, and views. I get it. It just touching a taboo conversation, it's still a no, bro. Just make it kind of simple. 21 and up, that's it. We're done. That's it. And for the other one, you know, people that speak out for that topic, right? If it's for a adult person, fine, I understand. Do what you got to do. You know, it is what it is. I'm not, that's not my lifestyle, but just know there's no hate, but only a love in my direction. But when it comes to kids, I'm sorry. No, this conversation cannot happen. If it's parents, again, I would strongly reconsider, because for adults is one thing, and that's a thing that they've made to want to go down a different journey, and that's fine. Now, with kids, this is life changing, and we don't know how it'll affect them later on, right? And again, I know other people from that direction will have a lot to say and will disagree this wholeheartedly, but at the end of the day, we're talking about children, not adults. Okay? And again, I still sympathize, but this is kids, absolutely not. And these are things that I even have to talk with my own child, because at the end of the day, this conversation is as much as I would, and to be honest, I would like to avoid, it's still happening regardless, whether it's not by me, by someone else. And I figured, okay, we have to have the conversation. And I'm trying to teach him so that he doesn't grow up to be a bully. He doesn't grow up to hate other sides, because that's not what he learned or he knows about. I'm trying to show him compassion so he understands that you can have your life and other people might have a different version of theirs, and you could still be friends, you could still be cool, you could still know that if that's the direction they want to go to, that's great for them, and you can show them love and not hate on them, because we have so many people that just hate. And I'm not going to pretend that I haven't said some out-of-pocket things in the past. Believe me, I did. And it took me a long time for me to be better as a person in general. And I'm still learning. So don't think I know it all, right? But I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Charlie, do better. Sneako, do better. All right, that's it.